Hey everyone, welcome to Yoga with Maria. I'm Maria and today we're practicing yoga for tech or text neck. And even though this is coming to you on a screen, hopefully the mountains of Park City will balance out your technology use, even if just a little bit. You just need one block for this practice. And if you don't have one, no stress on that. Make sure you're subscribed to my channel so you don't miss any new updates. And let's get started. All right, yogis and techies, come to find a spot on your mat or the floor. I'm gonna place a block on the lowest, flattest setting underneath my seat. So go ahead and lift the seat somehow, either with a block or a pillow or a blanket or something like that. Just cross one shin in front of the other. Yeah, Sukhasana here. The feet are a little active. And then take the hands to rest on the lap. We're gonna start out with some simple shoulder lifts and then release, just bringing a little bit of awareness to this area of the neck and kind of tuning into the idea that, like, you know, our body functions optimally. All the ways the body talks to each other is supported best whenever our spine is in its neutral and natural curve. So we're just trying to reestablish that natural kind of beautiful S-curve of the spine. And then begin to roll the shoulders backwards. So coming up and then rolling or feeling the shoulder blades come back onto the back. Take one more there and then we'll take it the opposite way, rolling forward. Yeah, it should feel kind of good, just kind of warming up this part of the body. Don't do anything too crazy. We're not trying to like force or, you know, really like make something really intense change. We're just seeing if we can notice our habits and gently ease ourselves to a better balance. Really nice. And then from here, just feel the sides of the waist long and sit up in a nice kind of like tall posture here. And then you're just going to let the chin come down towards the chest. And then lift the head. Maybe you look up to the ceiling. Maybe you just look to where the wall meets the ceiling. And then two more times, let the chin come down towards the chest. And lift the chin. Once more here, chin drops. Yeah, keep the chest lifted as the chin drops. And yeah, lift the chin one more time. And then bring the head back to just a steady, even gaze. We're going to take the arms out to the side, except first we're going to put the other shin in front. So put the opposite shin in front. Yeah, thank you. Take the arms to the sides. Good. And then you're going to flip the palms up and pull the arms back in towards the shoulders. And you'll feel your shoulder blades get closer together on the back. Almost as if you could hold a pencil between the shoulder blades. So kind of find that visual and find that musculature or that structure there. And then keep that and flip the palms back over. Yeah, and then just keep this engagement in the back. And we're going to really slowly and gently take our gaze towards the right. And come back through center and look to the left. Really slow and easy here. One more time, looking to the right. And looking to the left. Bring the gaze back to center and then just give yourself a hug. Go wide again, give yourself a hug. Opposite arm comes on top, just kind of releasing that. Yeah, and then the arms come down by the side. So the fingertips might just reach the floor. From here, reach your right arm up and over the head. So the fingertips kind of reach towards the left ear. And you're just really gently going to tip the right ear towards the right shoulder. And you're going to stop whenever you start to feel a little sensation. So we're not trying to overdo this at all. You're going to feel a nice big opening in the left side of the neck. Breathing in. And bring the head back to center. So this hand is not to force, just to support. Release the right hand. And then the opposite side. Left hand reaches up and over. Fingertips come towards the top of the right ear. And then really gently make sure you're reaching kind of away from yourself with the right hand. And the left ear comes towards the left shoulder. Yeah, really. Yeah, once you feel a little sensation, just pause there. Breathing in. Taking another kind of beat to notice if you've sunken or slouched at all. And then bring the head back to center and release the left arm. We're going to come onto our knees, move the blocks to the side, and we're just going to find a hands and knees posture here. So find the wrist right underneath the shoulders, and the hips are going to stack right over the knees. We're going to do some cat-cow. So on your breath in, let the belly drop down, chest reaches forward, that chin lifts. So this doesn't have to be your biggest cat-cow. Take it really simple and easy here. Press through the hands, and then Press through the tops of the feet and puff up the upper back. Let the head kind of fall heavy. A couple more rounds. Breathe in, let the belly drop down, chest reaches forward, chin lifts. Exhale, puff up the back. Chin comes towards the chest. Just kind of let the head hang more than really active kind of neck there. And then one more time, belly drops, chin lifts. And puff up the back. Let the head fall heavy. Come back to neutral and find a little bit of engagement in the belly. Come to the fingertips. That'll kind of activate it a little bit more. And then you're just going to come to stand up on the knees. Interlace the hands behind you. And then, feel the knees pressing down through the mat. You're going to reach the knuckles back towards your heels and let the chest lift. Let the chin lift. Just a little baby lift here. Breathing in. Breathing out, release. Release the hands and take the opposite interlacing, so the non-habitual way. And then again, let the heels of the hands go wide. Knuckles reach down towards the heels. Let this allow the shoulders to open. You're finding space across the collarbones. You're finding that pencil kind of hold with the shoulder blades, the chin lifts, the chest floats. And then release. From here, the hands are going to come to the mat. Find a plank pose. So both toes tucked behind you, a high plank. Look forward a little and just lower yourself down onto the mat. Forehead comes to the mat. Bring their inner legs together, and the hands are going to be right underneath the armpits. Elbows point up towards the sky or the ceiling, kind of like grasshopper arms. Breathe in and lift your head and your chest. The shoulders reach back and away, or back towards the heels or the toes. And then exhale, lower the forehead down. Breathe in, lift the forehead back up, head and chest lift, and then you're going to slide your right forearm forward and then your left forearm forward. Take a look at the forearms and make sure that they're parallel, so they're on railroad tracks rather than the hands coming in towards one another, creating kind of like a triangle shape with the arms. If this feels like a lot on the low back, you can just slide the forearms forward, but keep them straight, kind of like T-Rex arms, if you will. And then look forward with the gaze. But we don't want to lift the chin and find this like cranking of the back of the neck or this crunching of the back of the neck. So there's a little bit of a tuck in the chin actually, and you want to think of the sides of the neck getting really long. And then press a little bit down through the tops of the feet and the toes. So that keeps the legs a little bit active here. Breathing in, and then you could pull back with the hands a little bit, finding a little bit more opening in this chest area, kind of giving a little bit of an opening or release to the pectoral muscles. Nice. And then slide the elbows back underneath the shoulders just for a moment here. You're going to tuck the toes, engage the legs. So much so that the kneecaps pull up off the mat. From here, breathe in and press down through the forearms. Lift the belly button towards the spine. Legs are strong, forearm plank. Yeah. And then look at the thumbs. Keep the sides of the neck long. If you need to take the ears towards the shoulders, kind of wiggle out the neck, you can. One more breath in and out. Lower the belly back down to the mat. This time you're going to bring your elbows to the mat and your hands, or the heels of the hands, to the chin. So my teachers call this TV watching pose. And it would be a really nice one to consider the next time you're binging Netflix or HBO. And so there's less muscular activation here. Just let the hands hold the weight of the head. And we're just finding a little bit more space in a supported way for the throat, the front of the neck. Let's take one more cycle of breath here, in and out. To come out of this, lift the head a little bit or bring the chin towards the chest, and then you can release the hands. The hands are going to come underneath the armpits. Look down at the mat and then press yourself to hands and knees. And then we're going to take a downward facing dog. So tuck your toes behind you, lift the hips up, and this time we're just going to let the head fall all the way heavy. So you can kind of generally take the gaze towards the big toes. And then shake the head no really gently, a small no here. Open and close the mouth. Breathing in. It's fine to keep a bend in the knees here. We really just want to find a little bit of space for the neck and traction. And by kind of flipping upside down here, we use gravity to our advantage just to let the weight of the head fall towards the floor and get a little space between the vertebrae of the cervical spine or the neck. Very good. Come forward to plank pose and lower back down onto your belly. Forehead comes to the mat. Take the hands by the sides and palms face down. On your next inhale, lift the head, the chest, and lift the feet. Keep the gaze generally down towards the mat. Maybe you can gaze at the front edge of the mat. We want to find, again, more length on the sides of the neck. So there's kind of this energy reaching out through the crown of the head and out through the toes behind you. Breathing in. Breathing out and release. Hands come underneath armpits and press yourself to hands and knees. Once again, you're going to bring yourself up to stand on the knees. One last thing before we wind down here. Tuck the toes this time, and we're going to place a block in between the toes or the ankles. The hands are going to come to the low back, elbows pull back. Find this beautiful space in the front of the chest or across the collarbones. And then a little engagement of the belly so we don't crunch into the low back here. The sternum floats up towards the sky or the ceiling. The chin lifts with it. Maybe the gaze starts to trace up your wall, maybe to where the wall meets the ceiling. If you're practicing outside, maybe you can take it to the top of a tree that's far away. And then if it's available, you can walk your hands to the back of the hamstrings. Keep that little engagement in the belly here. Maybe you reach back for the heels. The head can fall back a little bit more, finding that opening of the throat like we did in TV watching pose. Just take the gaze up towards the ceiling or straight up to the sky. Breathing in, breathing out. Squeeze the block with the feet, narrow the hip points together and use the belly to come back up. Hands touch in front of the heart. Untuck the toes and just sit the hips back down on your block here. Take the hands to the lap and just breathe. Arrive, just rest for a moment. And notice where there's a little bit of space. Yeah. So notice if there's a little bit more balance between lifting the chest a lot and protruding the chest, or the opposite of kind of hunching forward, which is more like generally associated with tech neck. But we all kind of tend to create habits, different habits, even at different times. So seeing if this is just in any way kind of resetting. Can you feel like you're a little bit more in your center? Let the eyes open, lift yourself up off the block, and then we're just gonna swing the heels to one side and come to lay down on the back. Catch yourself behind the knees and find a constructive rest. So the head rests on the mat, the feet come a little wider than the hips, knees knock in on one another, and you can take the hands to the low belly. You'll feel the sacrum or kind of that back part of your pelvis resting on the mat. Arrive here, and then we'll heel toe the feet in line with the hips. Reach the hands forward and let them lay on the tops of the thighs. And then you're gonna lift the heels, the hands will slide a little bit forward, bring the toes in towards the seat, and then you'll just hook each hand over each kneecap. So that sacrum or that the back part of your pelvis will be on the mat still. You can hang here, make little circles, finding a little bit of a massage on the low back. And then make sure you go the other way if you are making circles. If it feels good to be still, just hang and enjoy. And then just for a moment, bring the knees a little bit closer towards the chest, very gently here. And then you'll bring the feet back to the mat and extend the legs long. Arms come by the side, set up for Shavasana. Let the eyes close, let the body get heavy, and spend a few more moments here. Again, just noticing or tracing kind of the curve of the spine from the tip of the tailbone all the way to the very top of the cervical spine, C1 that connects to your skull. Recognizing and admiring the S-curve that is a natural part of our body and our well-being. Thanks for joining me today. Namaste, yogis. Thanks so much for joining today. If you're looking for more ways to take care of yourself as a way to be more productive at work and at home, I work one-to-one with women to do just that, using the tools of yoga, meditation, and mindset work. Ultimately, I help women move into leadership roles at work and get promoted without burning out. If this is interesting to you at all, head to my website at marialoida.com and send me a message to set up your free consultation call so we can find out if this work is right for you. See you soon.